Hey everybody, it's Top Dolce Fan bringing you guys a brand new stream. So today, as you can see, we will be continuing to work on the spawn area of the plot, and we will be kind of finishing up the trees, and then I'll just be kind of looking around to see if there's anything else we need to do in the spawn area, and then we will start working on the monorail. So today we will be, I'll be streaming until approximately 2 p.m. If I have time, and then if I don't have time, I'll just stream until 1 p.m. But I will try to stream until 2 p.m. if possible today, so that way we can get in a good amount of hours streaming. Yeah. So I would say kind of my biggest tip with custom trees is that I guess like to make them realistic looking and stuff. My biggest tip would be to just kind of work at it and kind of just keep trying until you get the shape that you're looking for and stuff. And that's kind of a tip that I can give is basically just kind of work at it until you get a shape that you like. And I would say to create a realistic shape, it's important to kind of like to trim the tree a little bit. So like you'll notice I'm taking out some blocks and keeping some blocks in and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm kind of trying to have a general shape of making it a little bit rounder right here, so that way it's not just a square. I'm making it a little bit rounder, so that way the shapes are a little bit, just that way the shapes look a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of create this general shape right here. Yeah, somehow that got cut out when I was making the tree. Oh, actually, yeah, and then I'm going to take off that layer right there, and then so this will be the outer layer right here. Actually, it stopped flying. Yeah, so basically, take off like the top and the bottom layer, and then just kind of work on the middle layer, make that kind of give that kind of a nice shape. Um, and oh, welcome Jonk7 and Dropsnat to the chat. Okay, and apparently there's something I need to address now because there's someone in the chat that I've asked to stop following me around. Robbie Back, please stop following me to my Twitch channel. I've asked you nicely to stop, so please just leave me alone. Okay. He wasn't saying anything in the chat, but he was in the chat after I asked him to basically not be in my Twitch at all because he was bothering me on a Minecraft server. Oh, there we go. You'll notice, by the way, as I'm working on the trees, you'll notice I'm putting up like the green pillars. Those are basically just to let me know like which trees are done. So like a tree without a green pillar just isn't complete yet. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and then actually I'll do that. Yeah, and I with trees, you always want to make sure that the bottom isn't flat. Like so, that's why I've been kind of adding that bottom layer to the trees, because I want to make sure that the bottom of the tree isn't flat. I want to make it kind of a little bit round. Yeah, like you'll notice kind of the round shape. It's not really completely flat. It's round. Yeah, actually, and then I'll just remove that. Um, yeah, so I think, and actually I'll just add a couple blocks right here just to add a little bit more to the shape. There we go, perfect. Okay, so I think this tree is good. So I'll go ahead and mark that out as complete. And then, yeah, so basically, our goal with the stream today is to kind of get through the rest of these trees. And then after that, I'll kind of look around the spawn area a little bit more just to see if there's anything else we need to work on. I guess maybe one thing I could think of that we should work on is the terrain over here and maybe even adding like a small body of water over here. Um, and I don't know if there's going to be a way to make like a river or anything, or like there might be a way to make like a little stream possibly. Yeah, actually, I think we might be able to make like a small stream over here if we wanted to have like a small body of water over here. But yeah, basically, yeah, I mean, like my building process is basically I just kind of try things and um, I just kind of keep trying things until they work, basically. 8HV Deaths, John 7 DraftNet, Mark saying thank you guys so much for being in the chat. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream today. And shout out to my one viewer as well. Thank you so much for watching the stream today. Um, it means a lot. It's definitely always great to get support. Yeah, for some reason the way that I guess like the command I've been using for world edit to get like the leaves and stuff, it definitely makes some very weird shapes for the leaves. So sometimes you do have to like add leaves. Um, um, yeah, I've definitely been enjoying like the intros to my streams. Like I like how it kind of starts on the Minecraft main screen because like sometimes they'll create a cool thumbnail having the Minecraft main screen being my thumbnail. It doesn't always do it, but sometimes it'll do it if I'm like if it likes me, it'll do it, but not all the time though. But yeah. Oh goodness, this did not turn out very well. Let's just go ahead and yeah, I'm gonna try to trim it down a little bit. Um, I'll trim it down and I'll add stuff. Yeah, looks good, and then All right, and then for the bottom of the tree, I'll just add a little layer down here. Okay, so I think that one's good. 1, 2, 3, like that. Oh, Tarze and Aqua, you, welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for joining in today. So I've actually done 7 trees so far, so we're making good progress. Welcome to the chat, Alyssa. Thank you so much for joining in. All right, there's another tree done, and we will continue to work on trees. Mersufi, welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for joining in. I see it is your first time in the chat, so thank you so much for joining today. If you, again, like I said yesterday, if you guys have any questions about Cedar Network, definitely feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm always happy to answer questions if you guys are wanting to learn more about the Cedar Network. And I will, like I said yesterday, I'll be trying to watch the chat a little bit more so that way I can, so that way if you guys have any questions, I can be answering them. So, yeah, so if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to ask, because I will be watching chat. Okay, I just wanted to take a look at that and make sure that that looks all good. Hello, welcome back. I created and destroy this world. It's good to see you again. Thank you so much for joining in the chat. All right, so I think we will declare that tree as finished. So then I think it's, I'm going all the way up to, yeah, right up to there, because I'm basically doing it. So I'm doing this section of trees, then I'm doing this section of trees, and then there's like one final tree over here that I'm doing because I just want to make sure that, um, I'm not sure if like World Edit messes with like Trinker's coasters, so I just wanted to be careful about that. You'll actually notice, yeah, my buses are going around. I just wanted to cycle them last night. That's partly why they're still going around. I actually should have put it back in the garage before the stream, but it's okay though. All right, so then, yeah, so we'll just keep working on the trees. Yeah, so I guess kind of my plan for Cedar Network is that we will hopefully be getting the park open kind of as soon as we can. That's kind of the goal. Um, like I would love to try to get the park open because that's gonna I would say Cedar Hills will be kind of our first kind of major destination on the server. So it's kind of my goal to try to get that open. I would say kind of as soon as humanly possible. Obviously, like, keeping in mind that we do want to have everything be really high quality. Quality, I think, is definitely a really big thing with Cedar Hills. We are going to be going for quality over quantity, kind of similar to the Cedar Fair parks. We are going to be going quality over quantity, just because I really do believe that quality is a lot more important than quantity. So, like, I think certainly, kind of like Cedar Point, we are going to Cedar Hills is going to be a pretty big park, and we are going to have a lot of attractions. But at the same time, it will be about quality. So, like, we're not going to throw all of them together all at once. We're going to try to spread out when each of them open, so that way that way, like, they'll each have a chance to be worked on in kind of a really quality manner. I actually had been working on a scrambler ride at one point on another server that I actually never got a chance to finish, but I will hopefully be getting that ride open on this server, because I definitely think that kind of the scrambler ride model is something I want to try to figure out. And I think honestly, train carts is a really great plugin. I will honestly say, like, it is probably one of my most favorite plugins on multiplayer servers. Like, I really do love that idea of being able to create, like, really realistic rides and attractions. Like, I think that is definitely a really cool feature of train carts, is just being able to create those really realistic rides and attractions. Because just like with regular Minecraft, you can't really create something like a scrambler or like a Ferris wheel, and stuff like that. Like, there's and like, even like strata coasters even are very hard to create in normal Minecraft. Like, there's definitely a lot of extra building that goes into that kind of stuff, and so it's definitely nice having a plugin like train carts, because it allows you to um, like, there's just so many different possibilities. Like, it definitely allows for a lot of different possibilities that are really, I would say, very unique to train carts, that really, I would say, makes train carts stand apart as, like, kind of one of the best plugins. Um, so yeah, I would highly recommend, for those of you who don't have train carts, I would highly recommend getting it. It's definitely a very, very helpful plugin, and definitely provides like, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. So there's definitely a lot of really cool functionality. Like, I know that some people use it to create train stations and stuff, and I mean, like, I think that was kind of the original. Well, I guess the original intent, I think, was about creating something so that people could create, like, realistic roller coasters and stuff. But I think it also kind of was created with the intent to be used also by people who wanted to make, like, trains and stuff like that. Um, so I definitely think train carts is, like, one of the best plugins out there, I would say, because, like, there's just so much you can do with it. Yeah, so definitely, if you don't have train carts, I would highly recommend getting it. It is definitely well worth it. And it's free. It's a completely free plugin. Like, I know that there are plugins out there that require you to spend money, but train carts is a free plugin, so, again, anyone can have it. And like that's, I would say, maybe even another thing that I would say I like about train carts is just the fact that it is very accessible to pretty much everyone. Like, so, like, pretty much everyone can get it, and I would say honestly, anyone can learn it. Like, I think certainly it can be challenging at first, but I think once you kind of get the hang of it and stuff, it can be a very easy plugin to use. I think it's very user accessible. And if you guys want to learn more about train carts and stuff, you can go to CoasterCon by Coasters and Crafters, because the owner of train carts does like a little presentation there, um, to kind of demonstrate the different features and stuff. And also, like if there are any updates to the plugin, they like Burger Killer will usually demonstrate those updates and stuff, like the updates and the features and stuff. And I would say I'm a huge fan of CoasterCon. Like it's definitely a really cool convention. Like it's actually I don't know how many of you guys know I don't know like how many of you guys know about it. But I guess for those of you who do know about it, I guess this will be me kind of sharing information you already know. But for those of you who don't know what CoasterCon is, it's basically like a convention event that basically people can gather together to talk about theme parks and roller coasters and stuff, and people can share their different creations and stuff. And yeah, it's definitely a really cool convention. I've actually been to it a couple of times. It's definitely really cool. I'd highly recommend going if you have the chance. Like I ended up missing part of it last year just because I was still in college last year, so I missed I think about a day or two of it. But the day that I went, actually, I got to go on the day that Burger Killer was doing his like train carts presentation, and I definitely learned a lot from that presentation. Like it definitely was very informational, and there was also like a building presentation that they did at one point. Um, and I think it was I think it was like Supap that was he was designing a ride and kind of demonstrating how to do like custom terrain and stuff. And like I would say that's kind of where I learned a lot of my building skills. Honestly, is actually from CoasterCon. So I would definitely highly recommend if you are looking into like kind of how to get better at building and stuff. I would say that's one really great place to learn, because like there's definitely some really good builders there. So yeah, big shout out to CoasterCon for providing a really awesome event. Um, or I should say Coasters and Crafters actually because they're the organization. But yeah, big shout out to them for just all they do to help build a theme park community in Minecraft. Like I would say that they are definitely a really big inspiration to me. So I would say definitely big shout out to them. Um, and Supap was actually the one that taught me about custom trees. Actually, I like he actually took me kind of through a little bit of a tutorial, like actually like the commands and stuff that I've been using and just kind of the techniques I've been using. This is actually techniques that he taught me. So I would say I give a big shout out to him for the help that he's given me on building, on like getting better at building and stuff. And I have a lot of respect for Supap. He's definitely a big inspiration to me. Like he's definitely inspired me and encouraged me a lot in building and stuff. So I have a lot of respect for him. So yeah, if you're ever looking on how to get better at building, definitely make sure to reach out to him. And you can find him. You can usually find him at CoasterCon because he's part of the company that runs CoasterCon. So you can find him at CoasterCon, and he can definitely teach you a lot about. He can teach you a lot about how to get better at building if you're ever looking into that. So yeah, I would say like a lot of the I would say like a lot of the technique with building trees honestly is just kind of like a lot of like the shaping part of it honestly is just you've just got to practice. Like that's kind of the long and short answer. It's just all about practice. That's kind of how I've gotten better at it is just through practice. So like you'll notice, I think my very first tree on this server, it might have been this one, I think. So like you'll notice it was, I mean like it was honestly a lot better than my first ever tree, but it definitely could have been better, I think. But yeah, I think honestly overall the trees are my trees are definitely looking a lot better nowadays. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of proud of these trees. I think that these are pretty decent trees. And so I don't know if coasters and crafters. I don't think they've announced CoasterCon 2024 yet, as far as I know. So you'll just have to like watch their Twitch and just see like watch their. I think they announce it usually on their website. I think so you can usually kind of keep track of their website and stuff and watch for it there. But yeah, they are definitely a really great community. I would highly recommend checking them out. Um, I like the shaders I'm using because it makes Minecraft look so realistic because you have like the leaves kind of shaking in the wind a little bit. Like I definitely like that a lot about this shader pack. I think I'm trying to remember the shaders I use. It's complementary reimagine. That's the shaders I'm currently using. And so yeah, I would highly recommend using them. They definitely do make for some really cool visuals, and like I really like the clouds in this shader pack. I like kind of how like I like how kind of how they look kind of puffy and cartoonish. I definitely like that. I definitely like that a lot about this shader pack. Yeah, I think that's kind of the main reason why I use the shader pack because I just really like how the clouds look. Like it just kind of creates for a really nice looking sky when you have clouds that look like that. Um, all right, and then so we'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, basically, I've noticed that if you take off the top and bottom blocks of each layer, that actually does create for some really realistic shaping for the trees and stuff. Like so, for example, right here, I'm going to take off that one, and then also those three. Just want to make sure I have the right shaping here. There we go. Yeah, and yeah, I'm definitely kind of all about making everything round and stuff because that's certainly like in Minecraft. Obviously, things aren't round, and so you kind of have to mess around a little bit with the with building and stuff to make things round. But yeah, when you've made things round, it actually ends up working really good. Um, and yeah, so like I said, today I am planning on trying to stream for around 3 hours, and so until about 2 p.m. So yeah, definitely make sure you stick around if you want to see my building process. Um, and yeah, I mean, like, I guess if it comes to the point of like we actually end up getting through everything that I wanted to work on for the stream, I guess that would be one stopping point. Like that would be one like point where we might stop the stream early. But yeah, for the most part, I am shooting for. Yeah, actually, let's do that. Just add a little bit of variation. Um, okay, so I think that looks good. Then we'll go to the bottom and try to iron things out a little bit here. Um, and I just wanted to give a shout out to all of my users that are currently in the chat. Thank you guys so much for jumping in today. So that's Aaliyah, Alyssa, H8, HB Des, Aqua U, Donk7, Dropsnat, I Create and Destroy This World, I'm underscore so curious, Mark Zing, Mercify, and Regressy. Thank you guys so much for joining in the chat today. And also shout out to my one viewer as well. Thank you so much for hopping in today and watching the stream. Oh yes, it is one more tree in this layer that then we can go ahead and do the world edit. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and make the selection right now. But first, I don't remember if I put myself back in cuboid mode yet, so I'm going to just go ahead and do that really fast, just to make sure. There we go. So we are in cuboid mode. Um, I think regardless of, oh yeah, regardless of if you're in it or not, I think it'll show up as it being enabled. Um, all right, so let's keep rolling. Okay, so now that we have all of those trees completed, we will go ahead and select from here. So I'm going to remove that red wall now. And then we'll go ahead and go all the way over here. And then I'm going to extend the height of this a little bit just so we can hopefully get all of the lime wool. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get all of it. So this is 86,000 blocks. So I can't believe we're doing this, but we are. Boom. We got all of those leaves done all at once. And I'm just going to make sure all of them got replaced. Very good. Okay, so then next we'll go ahead and get all the wood. And I will go ahead and get all of the lime wool and replace that with air. So that way that is not there anymore. Yeah, so now as you are driving into the park, you'll see all of these wonderful trees. Or I think that actually might be the bus lane. So actually, never mind. As you're driving into the parking garage, you actually will not see that. But yeah, so next we'll work on this section of it, and then we'll work on the final tree. So that yeah, so the trees are almost done. So so far, yeah, so I've been streaming for about an hour now. So I've gotten through uh, a very actually in less than an hour. Actually, it's 57 minutes in. Actually, 58 minutes now. 58 minutes, we were able to get all of those trees done. It was partly because I actually had completed some of them before the stream. Um, but yeah, cool stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this right now. Actually, I'll go and make the selection right now, just so that we have that ready. Just make sure that that's the right position. Yep. Okay. Um, actually, I'm probably going to move the selection up by a few blocks. All right, I'm going to just make sure that if we do the cherry leaves, okay, so I'm going to undo that now. And actually, I guess we didn't get the edge of that, but I might end up deleting that edge. We'll see. Well, actually, I guess just in case that we don't, I'm going to go ahead and just line that up right about there, right about there. Perfect. Okay. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna go and recreate the selection really quickly just to make sure we do have everything like that. Boom. So that'll just be so that now we have the selection. Now we have like the selection that we need. And I'm gonna check on our users in the chat. Yeah, we still have all of our same users in the chat. Let's go. And yeah, shout out to my users in the chat. Thank you so much for being here today and watching the stream. Oh, that's it. All right, so those trees are done now, and so now as the bus is driving by, you'll see some really nice looking trees. And I think I definitely, yeah, I do need to put some sort of like terrain in there, like maybe like a small hill or something, maybe even right there as well, just kind of for the sight lines, because like I think if people are, well, and eventually like we'll actually have models, so like people won't actually see outside the bus, like except like through the windows, I guess. But I am not sure what happened to the buses. I'm not sure why they're just kind of, oh goodness, okay, yeah, there is definitely a huge tech issue right here. I do not know what happened. Actually, well, let me check the. Oh, okay. So then this is the I'm out to fix. Because I think I need to save the weight distance property into the train. Because I think the reason why it doesn't have like the weight distance property set up is because I didn't save it. So I am gonna have to fix that. Yeah, actually, I'll finish this tree first, actually, because I'm realizing actually I should finish the tree because that was kind of what I was initially working on. Um, I'm just gonna move that over for a second, just so I have a little bit more space for working on the tree. Okay, so I think the border is looking good for the tree, and then now I'll work on the top and bottom. I'll remove. Okay, and then now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and build the top of the tree. All right, so we got all of the trees done. We got all of those done. So I think, yeah, yesterday I guess, yeah, yesterday I did work on some stuff off stream, so like that's partly why I was able to get through more today. Um, but yeah, so within a little bit over an hour, I was able to complete the trees. Um, and yeah, so then yeah, so I think next what I'm going to start working on is getting the monorail. Um, well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and fix the bus really quickly, just because I do kind of want to show you guys how that all worked. So let me actually just make sure I know where the track is. Ah, there we go. So then, yeah, I need to create some way of spawning it like without having to break blocks. Okay. I'll do that eventually. Like, I don't think I'm going to do that yet. So, okay, so let's go ahead. What I'm going to do here, so we're going to have the Cedar Hills bus, Cedar Hills Resort bus. Okay, so it's working on that side, but not on this side, which is a bit strange. Oh, I wonder. Okay, yeah. So I must be doing it on the wrong side then. Okay. Oh, oops. Um, like I think that there is a certain side you have to do it on. Because I think like it's on a certain block, so like you have to spawn it on that block. Okay. So then now I'm gonna go ahead and destroy that and respawn it just to make sure. Boom. Just to make sure that that's saved. And then, so now if we check the wait distance, it should be 3 blocks. Good, okay. And I'll do the same with this one. Cool. Yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of, actually I'll keep those there just so that I have a way to spawn them in without having to do that every time. So yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna actually go and launch them both at the same time. That way, like when this one comes to a stop, then we can test and make sure that the wait distance property is working. I did set collision to false if they collide, like that. That's if they do collide. Okay, cool. Yeah, so if they do collide, then they won't like collide with each other. So I'm gonna go and destroy both of them, and I think for right now, actually, since I was cycling them already, I'm gonna just go ahead and spawn them in and just let them sit in the garage. So then now if we do train list, I think it just will show 2 trains, yep. And actually now that I'm looking at this, so Yeah, that's a pretty drastic turn. I would say for a monorail, like I think this should definitely be a wider turn. So like three, so it'll be 3, 5, 7. Right, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay. Yeah, so then I'm gonna be moving this 2, 3, 4. So if I do it like that, then yeah, so that'll just create a more gradual turn, so that way it won't be too sharp of a turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then so from here all the way to there is 56 blocks. So now if we take from here to there, yeah, that's 55, but it's close enough. So I'm gonna just take that for now. So yeah, let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the original track. I'm actually gonna go ahead and take those. So then it'll be, yeah, 55. Oh yeah, 56. There we go. So on the 56th block, that's when we add the station. So then, yeah, so then the station, I actually need to figure out how long the station should be. I think I'll probably make each of the stations about the same length. Like I'll probably just make them like about this long. So it'll be basically from there to there is 19 blocks. So basically it'll be a 19 block station. So then if we take that and measure that, 19. Perfect. Okay. So then now what I'm going to do with this station over here. Oh, yes. And then oh, yeah, I guess that terrain over there, I can do that off stream. So I actually don't need to worry about that right now. The most important thing I need to worry about is just kind of working on this part of things. Oh, and yeah, you'll notice as we come out of the parking garage, there are actually 3 lanes. I did decide that we are going to have 3 lanes coming out of the parking garage initially, and then the left lane will end, and then it'll just become a 2-lane thing, kind of wandering out this way. Um, yeah, and then so this monorail station, I actually might even have exits on both sides because like we could probably have one exit going toward the resort and then one exit going toward the park. That would be one possibility. Um, Now I need to kind of outline this and just figure out the dimensions of the station because I need to figure out how long and wide the station has to be. So it has to be 19. Oh yeah, 19. That makes sense. And then 8. So 8 wide basically. And then so 8 wide, and so then that means I think it's one block and then the wall. Okay. And I think I'll make kind of whatever side is going to be the side where you're not departing on. I'll make that the narrow side. And then the other side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then so I'll make this side the wider side. So then now we have kind of a basic outline of what the station is going to look like. And I'll have to do the same redstone that I did over at the other station at this station. I'll have to remember to do the redstone. Um, all right, and then so I think we'll do kind of a basic block structure, 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually, yeah, we'll make it about 5 blocks tall. And then on the top, I'll make kind of an interesting kind of roof of sorts. Because we don't want, I think what I don't want is for the monorail station to look all blocky. And so that's why I'm going to add a little bit. And that's why I'm going to add some shape to it. But yeah, I will, I can't guarantee it, but I am hoping that the terrain over there is done before the next stream because I think by the next stream, I think I want to start working on Cedar Hills. And Cedar Hills, like I mentioned, will be our very first park. And actually, I guess maybe one option, so instead of doing two different exits, I guess we could still do one exit and then just um, have maybe like a path that branches out this way toward the resort. And I do want the resort, actually, I want it to be close enough to the park where you can actually see the park from the resort. That's something I'm going to be working on because I would like to offer park view rooms and then non-park view rooms. I think that's something I'm going to be looking into. Um, and then so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So then those will be some more pillars that we'll add to the station building. But yeah, this will be more of an open station design because I want this station to be very open. And I have decided with this station, like, or I've decided just kind of with the monorails in general, we will not have any like, there will not be any manual tach or anything like that. This will be completely automatic. But we will. I think for some of our attractions, we'll have the manual tech there, but like the manual stuff, like the control panel and stuff. But the control panel will not be functional because, like most of the time, we won't. Generally, the staff of my server won't be on 24/7, obviously. So our rides will be fully automatic, but there will be just a control panel to make it look like you're able to operate it. Just for realism purposes. All right, and then so what we'll do with this then, I guess I'm going to start laying out kind of the palette. I want to go with that. So I'll be completely honest that I don't really remember what it looks like exactly, like the station that I did have. Um, but I do believe one or both of my staff members did send, um, or like one or two of my staff members did send some stuff, like sent some screenshots of I'm trying to remember which channel we were in when we were posting the screenshots because I'm not seeing them anymore. And I wonder if I wonder if we might have accidentally gotten rid of them or something. Because I did think we had screenshots, but I might just reach out to the person that said they had screenshots to see if they're able to send me stuff because I do want to make sure that we are staying kind of as accurate as we can to the original park. But I mean, like we are reimagining Cedar Hills, so I mean, Cedar Hills. Like I would say, like we are going to be creating very different things now, but I do want to try to keep it at least somewhat accurate to the original park, like if I'm able to. And actually, I can check my own computer because I think I do have some screenshots of the original Cedar Hills that I might be able to use as kind of a reference. Because I do want to bring back some aspects of Cedar Hills, but just not everything. Um, but yeah, so I can look through my screenshots because I think I did take some screenshots as far as I remember. Um, yeah, I took screenshots of my park and also of some of the other parks that I built. Oh, actually, yeah. So I think, well, actually, yeah, I'm trying to find the monorail station, but I'm not exactly finding it. Um, oh, actually, I think that might be a picture of it. Yeah, there was a monorail station that I had built that I was gonna try to find a picture of, and I think I just found a picture of the monorail station. So I might be able to use this to help a little bit with the redesigning. Um, yeah, okay. So I need to get myself some, well, not birch logs, but birch wood. Oh yeah, and I guess something I am gonna do actually just with my streams from now on is I'm gonna try to set up a bot to do this, but for right now, I guess I'm gonna make these posts every once in a while in the chat if I remember to do it. Um, so yeah, every once in a while, I'm gonna be posting the Discord links to both my server's Discord and also to my Twitch and YouTube Discord, so that you guys are able to join the Discord if you want. Because my server's Discord in particular will have a lot of like it'll have like a lot of announcements about my server and kind of the progress that we're making and stuff, and kind of like when we'll open and stuff like that. Um, I'm looking for stairs. There we go. Yeah, I couldn't remember the stairs I was looking for a second. And one thing I do want to mention, by the way, about my Discord is that I will be setting up some sort of like verification system at some point, because I do want to make sure that people have like a valid Minecraft account and stuff like that. For like specifically my Minecraft server Discord, I want to kind of keep that for people who have Minecraft, and like people who will be on my server and stuff, and I also just want to make sure everything is going to kind of remain kind of without any issues and stuff. Yeah, this is actually, I mean, like, this is a pretty decent palette that I had for this. Like, so I actually do have quite a lot of blocks I need to find. But yeah, definitely. You guys can feel free to join my Discord. My Discord is open, so definitely feel free to jump in there. Um, I think this might be the first time I'm sharing the Discord because I finally finished building it. And I'm definitely very proud of how it looks. I think I definitely did a pretty good job building it. Okay. And then, oh yeah, and then I just have to get like the stairs and slabs and stuff that I need for the roof. Because I do want to keep the like that warped slab and Oh, and if you're wondering, by the way, how I'm getting like the smooth stone stairs, I have a resource pack, Minecraft Plus that I basically created. Um, and it is, and then actually the other resource pack I have also is the Faithful 32X. I usually use that when I'm playing Minecraft because I think that texture pack looks really good. And actually, I'd be interested to see like if I turn it off. Actually, I'm kind of curious like what my textures will look like. Um, at about 1 o'clock, I'm actually going to grab myself some lunch, so I'll be pausing for maybe about 5 or 10 minutes while I get lunch. Oh goodness, yeah, wow. Without the faithful texture pack, you can definitely see a major difference. Wow. Um, yeah, I mean, like the smooth stone slab definitely looks a lot different, and kind of everything looks a lot different without the faithful texture pack. Like I think the faithful texture pack definitely adds some really good textures into the game. Like you can definitely tell a big difference without it. Um, And I think even just from the menu, actually, like even just from the game menu, you can definitely see a huge difference. But yeah, I'm gonna put that back on. Um, I think honestly, for a while, I'll probably keep my server on 1.20.4. I guess unless there's like a really major update or something that comes out, like if 1.30 comes out or something. Or actually not 1.3. I think the next one would be 1.21. Um, if that update comes out, I'll probably update the server. Um, oh, right, I need that one on top so that way we don't have the copper stairs. I want the smooth stone stairs, and I think the Minecraft Plus texture pack I'll probably put into my server. That way, like everyone will apply that texture pack when they join. But yeah, so you can see a huge difference. Like everything looks so much better with the Faithful texture pack. Um, yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started now with the build. This will actually be kind of pretty different from the original build. I think just because I think I think this will definitely be very different dimensions that we'll have for this build. So I'm going to start by building the pillars. Well, yes, the bottom will be very different. Actually, I think something interesting that we could do. Um, yeah, actually, I'm going to change up the bottom a little bit because I do want to add a little bit of variation. So instead of doing this, actually, I wonder. So something we could do. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I think for the very bottom, um, that could be a way to add a little bit of depth to the build. So like instead of just doing a flat pillar, we could add a little bit of depth by doing that. Um, so I guess I have to add the polished andesite to my building palette. So yeah, this is the building palette I'm going to try using for this build. I guess one option we could do just to bring this down a little bit. That way, it's not so tall. Um, actually, I'll keep the height actually because I think the height of it looks pretty decent. Um, and then so I think to top off the pillar, we'll actually do that at the very top. Okay, so that'll be kind of the basic shape of it. Um, yeah, then we'll do smooth stone for the floor with a little bit of polished andesite. So we're adding on to our building palette yet again. And so we'll do the andesite, like we'll do like stripes of andesite at the pillars like that. And then the rest of the floor will be smooth stone. Okay, and then I think for the walls then, I'm gonna try to add to the walls a little bit. Yeah, I feel like we could definitely add more color. Um, Yeah, we might be able to get rid of the mushroom possibly. I think maybe instead of using that, we can just use a different block. Actually, I guess we could even like I mean we're already using birch actually, so I guess I'm gonna just see if there's like a different color of planks we can use maybe. I guess I could try maybe jungle. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I use oak a little bit too much, so I'm gonna try not. I'm gonna try to not use oak. I'm gonna try to see if I can use a different color of wood. Um, then yeah, I just have to figure out a way to blend that with the birch. And well, actually, I can't really do any stone colored things because I already have the stone brick. Actually, sandstone is a possibility. Like sandstone is the same color as birch, but we might still be able to use that. Actually, I'm going to try inverting that now, actually. Actually, let me use, so like instead of using sandstone, actually, let me try smooth sandstone. I definitely like that better. Yeah, I like smooth sandstone a lot better. Let me just try, so like, let's see if we do stone bricks there instead. Let's just see. Yeah, I think I like the initial idea of having the smooth sandstone and then the stone brick stairs. So I think we'll go with that. And actually, I guess something we could even do to add a little bit more detail would be to have, we could have that. Um, I'm just trying to figure out what's closest to white terracotta because I'm thinking of possibly putting in stairs there instead of the white terracotta. I think cherry planks is probably the closest we'll be able to get to that color because I don't want it all to be flat on top, or I don't want the whole wall to be flat. Um, like I do want there to be a little bit of shape. So yeah, I think that actually would add kind of a nice little. That would actually add like some texture to it, and then like if you fly away, I know like there's a way if you fly away from a build, you can actually look at like the texture of it and stuff, and kind of see if you like, and like to see if you like the colors and stuff. And I do think actually that those colors do look pretty good. I am gonna do that just so that we have our little space for the path right there. Um, oh, and yeah, I guess that this isn't really gonna matter too much at the end of the day because oh yeah, this is gonna be the challenging part is getting this over here on the end of it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and clear out my inventory really quickly and we'll just kind of take note of some of our new blocks in the building palette. Spruce planks I have not put down yet. So we're gonna go ahead and put those down. I think light gray terracotta we already had done. And actually, I can remove I can remove that. I think I would still like to do the oak stairs, just kind of as an archway. I do want to keep that. I think that definitely looks pretty good. And then I think for the fencing here, I either want to do like a fence. Actually, I guess we could try jungle fence even. Maybe even cherry fence. I feel like that would look a bit weird. Um, okay, I'm gonna just try. So if we have a jungle fence on top of spruce planks, I do think their coloring looks a bit weird. So we could maybe do, and actually, I think something that we could do that would make this a bit more interesting is we could do, yeah, then we just have to do fence gates. I don't, yeah, I want to stay away from doing oak just because I feel like I overuse oak. Mangrove would be too dark. Like I'm trying to figure out something that goes on top of this without making it look weird. Um, and I guess I didn't like doing cherry fence gates necessarily, but I also don't really like doing. I think bamboo just looks a little bit too weird. And I think so. Instead of doing the stone brick wall, I wonder about doing maybe like an andesite. No, andesite would have the same problem because again, yeah, this is just the hard part. Actually, we could do maybe mossy stone brick possibly. And then, well, and I think if we let me just see about mud brick and see what would go well with that. So we could do. Actually, I think that one would actually look a little bit better with an oak fence. I think. And then of course we would just have to do that. And then oh yeah, and then these would update. So like if you use the debug stick, oh whoops. If you use the debug stick, then yeah, that would just mess up the debug stick. We could do it for that one though. I think yeah, I'd want to do that, I think. It's gonna look a bit weird with this, but it's okay. Actually, maybe one thing we might be able to do would be to have that and then we could have the wall. Yeah, I mean, then this one would get updated all the time, so we couldn't have it up. We couldn't have it up except, yeah, I guess we couldn't have it up except if we had we could have like a barrier block there because I know you can use like barrier blocks to make it stick up. And yeah, but there's my Twitch/YouTube Discord. I just posted that if anyone's interested in joining that. And VI Mercy, thank you so much for joining in today. And so yeah, we'll do that for this part of the wall, I think. Because then we'll do that. Oh, and actually, then that actually ends up creating the wall. So it ends up pushing the wall up, which is nice. It just does that automatically. Um, okay, yeah, and then we'll basically kind of do the same exit over here. And actually, this one will be. I'll make this exit actually three blocks wide. Yeah, and I really wish that there was a way to push these down like without having to. Yep, and then as soon as you update it, it just goes right back up. Yeah, I mean, like one option would just be to do that. Um, but I do kind of want to have like the three wide front gate, so I think I'll just go with that. Um, yeah, I'm gonna start moving the palette this way just so that we don't have so many blocks going out that way. I think oak stairs I already have in the palette. Cherry planks. Yeah, that's another thing I added to the palette. Okay. Um, oh, and then also the sandstone. I did not add the sandstone. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so this is the entire palette so far. So I'm definitely using quite a lot of blocks, which is pretty cool. But and yeah, so like I said with this will be like the entrance to the um this will be the entrance to the monorail. So oh, I actually do have to. Yeah, I forgot. I have to have it three blocks out because if I don't, it's not going to be wide enough to have a wall. Yeah, so we'll do that, and then I think for this one, um, I'll start right about there. One, two, three, four, five, six. So if we go three blocks down, and then we'll have the path go right out to there. So that's basically how we'll do the path down from the monorail. And then so this is the part this is part of it where I'm gonna have to actually build the wall. At least part of it. And probably not the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to be taking a quick pause in the stream so I can go eat some lunch. So I can go grab some lunch and eat it as I'm streaming. So I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back. So now we will keep working on this really epic monorail station that will be the home base for that will eventually have Cedar Hills over here. Okay, so then I think what we'll do is we'll have it be like that. All right, so I got the roof pretty much finished, and then I do want to add kind of a little upper section to the roof, um, just to add a little bit of just to add a little bit to it. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try having that at the top, like I had. All right, so this is going to be the one of our first monorail stations. I guess one of our first monorail stations besides the parking garage station. I'll go ahead and put the blocker up to make sure that um, it doesn't end up interfering, or just to make sure that I can. So that's the X position, and then that's yeah. So that's definitely the X position. Then I'll need to get the midpoint of. Oh, right, and then yeah, I forgot with directional signs; those actually have to be on the block. Um, because otherwise, like if they're not on the block, um, if they're not on the block, it'll just mess things up. Okay, so then I think it'll be um, if it's coming from the north, it'll change to the station. Okay, I'm gonna try this and just see if this works. And I actually do need to. I might need to change the station sign because I think I do have it set right now to. Just unless I have my night vision for a second, it is set to the timer. Okay, awesome. So yeah, basically right now, and so basically right now, what I want to do with the station over here is I want to make it so that it'll basically dispatch it off to the right because like it'll. I think for right now, I'm gonna just have it go between the two stations. Um, since like we don't have anything out here yet. Um, yeah, and I need to make like a station, or I need to make like a garage for the monorail, for the monorails. Like I'll need to make like some sort of like transfer track for that. Um, and I guess a possibility as far as where that could be, I might be able to put it over here somewhere because like I might be able to have it like come out from here and then kind of go right next to this road and just go over here. That could be a possibility. And then I would just need to make sure the garage would be long enough to hold the entire monorail. I would just need to make sure that that would be possible. And yeah, so for right now, it'll basically only launch the trains off to the left. And actually, I need to get rid of the. Yeah, there shouldn't be grass growing in here. I think it was growing in here because I did like the bone and stuff. And same thing with like the moss. There shouldn't be any moss in here. I don't care about the moss that's not seen use of the redstone, but at least the stuff that is seen, I just wanna remove it. And then, like I said, station left switcher speed equals 0. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so that's looking. That's looking good. Okay, yeah. So it'll basically be basically like what I want to happen is I want the train to turn into like a station train. Um, when it's going in a certain direction. Same thing with this one. Like I want it so that like when it's going in this direction, so I think that would be the opposite. So it would be east. And that like, and I only want it to set to that when it's going east. So we're gonna try this a few different times. And then this one. So yeah, and then obviously when it comes into the station from the current spawn point. So like basically what I'm gonna test first is basically that when it's coming out of the station, I want it. I basically actually maybe what I should test first is that it sets to the track actually. So we'll do train west property set name, and then that should set it to the track name. So Boxu, what's your Minecraft name? Oh, like what's your Minecraft name? Is it Supap or Mr. Tebow or someone from PNT? Like you said, you have my plot, so like I just thought you might be a staff member from PNT. Because I think only PNT staff would have my plot. I'm pretty sure. So are you a soup app? What's your Minecraft username then? Oh, Mr. Tebow. Okay, so if you are Mr. Tebow, I did unblock you, but just know that I did block you. I know that like if it is Mr. Tebow, I did block you for a reason. And like I mentioned, I don't want to mention why in this stream because I just want to keep the stream free of anything that happened on PNT. Oh, and yeah, I just I need to destroy that tree now. I meant to stay focused on, but I was just getting the download complete. Okay, so and actually, I'm just gonna I guess like the stream actually would have been over by now because I was gonna be finishing up. Oh right, I need to upload that into my Minecraft saves folder. But thank you for sending me that, by the way. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm just waiting for it to get over to there, and we should be good now. So there it is. Boom. Okay. So yep, I'm gonna go ahead and look in my saves. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and load that in. Okay, so you guys actually might be able to get a tour of Cedar Hills, by the way. Yes, actually, you guys today will get a tour of the old Cedar Hills from from the other server that I was on. Oh, and actually, so Mr. Tebow, by the way, I was wondering, does this plot world include, like, is this just basically the plot world? Like, is it like the plot world from PNT? So, like, would it include things like, what would it be called? Roller Coaster Land? Oh, so is it just basically a download of just my plot? All right. So since I do have some work to do as far as getting screenshots and then moving everything over to my server, well, not moving absolutely everything, just because I'm not going to be moving absolutely everything, but I'm going to be moving most of this stuff over. So just so that I have some time to do that, I will be um, ending off the stream here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching today's stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And oh, and then yeah, make sure that you follow me on Twitch and also subscribe to me on YouTube and like my videos if you want more of this content. And thank you again for watching. Have a great rest of your day.